D2 Word Life here with Rip Asshole Tides. I see you ain't denying that, asshole.
I warned him that I would get him back. I would strike sooner or later.
And today, we unfortunately... Are you done laughing at me now? And today, we are unfortunately reviewing this piece of shit.
Unfortunately, it's your fortune to review this amazing pay-per-view.
No, we're unfortunately reviewing this piece of shit pay-per-view, Crown Jewel 2018.
Nope, it's your fortune to review your favorite 2018 pay-per-view.
You can't see me right now, but I'm giving you the bird. But anyway, this event took place on November 2nd, 2018. It was a branded pay-per-view representing Raw and SmackDown, and it took place in obviously Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, at the King Saud University Stadium, with an attendance of 16,000 unfortunate people who had to witness this event in person.
Fortunate people.
I said unfortunate, and I mean it.
It's fortunate, bitch.
Yeah, and there's a reason. But before we even get to that, there was two big names that did not appear on the show that were scheduled to appear on the show. Technically three. John Cena, Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns. Cena and Bryan freaking opted to not appear at the show because of controversy surrounding the country at that time. I'm not going into detail about that. Everyone wants to do research. And Roman Reigns wasn't there because he recently vacated his Universal title at the time due to his battle with leukemia.
Well, he was getting remission shit done.
Which thus, he had to relinquish the Universal title. So, instead of that triple threat everyone wanted to see, it was now just a one-on-one for the vacant title. We'll get to that when we get to that.
This made him lose his soul.
So yeah, we get to and shout out to the pre-show match, which was Shinsuke Nakamura successfully defending the United States Championship in a singles match. Against Rusev. That match probably was a banger too. Should have been on the main card.
Yeah, well, you had to retain it because in a couple weeks it was him versus Rollins.
Yeah, and the commentators for this event was Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Renee Young. And the host was returning Hulk Hogan, this was his first appearance in like 3 years after the whole controversy surrounding his name. And yeah, if you want, we ain't going into detail there, but if you want to know, do some research on him.
He said the N-word.
Let's just say he was caught
with a hard R.
Yeah, let's just say he was caught saying brother, but instead of brother, he was saying something else.
He was saying a neighbor, but not neighbor.
Yes.
He was saying wigger, but not with a W.
Yeah, we get it. We don't need to go into more detail about that.
He was essentially calling a white person back.
Yeah. Anyway, the show started after the Hulk Hogan introduction. They did their whole video package, right? Or they did the whole video package hyping the show. Then Hogan came out, did his little, promo at the start saying, "Let me tell you something, brother," and he started saying all that. And then there was a huge pyro display after his little speech. I'm not going into detail with what he said because there's too many crappy matches we got to go through on this card.
You mean great matches?
If you mean by great, you mean absolute shit, then yeah, we'll go with that.
They were great matches.
Fuck that. Anyway, the main freaking attraction for this that spilled throughout the night, besides this crappy main event that we'll discuss at the end, was the World Cup tournament to determine who the best in the world is. You can't have a best in the world tournament without CM Punk. You can't have a best in the world tournament without CM Punk, sorry. But unfortunately, WWE tried and it failed, and we'll explain why later. Anyway, the first match of this Best in the World Cup tournament was Rey Mysterio.
Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, and let you know, these freaking tournament matches were relatively short, but that pales in comparison to what we would see later.
He lost IQ points. That's why he's dumbed down.
You're the one who made me watch this crap, and why did I just start turning into Marge?
You did not turn into Marge. You turned into her sister.
I do not sound like Marge's sister.
Yes, you do.
We can discuss this. I mean, hell, we keep talking about this. Maybe I'll fucking fully crack by the end of this review.
Oh, you'll crack.
Anyway, the fans chanted the 619 chant in support of Mysterio at the start of the match up here after Mysterio and Orton made their entrances. And then Mysterio was in control early with a kick to the jaw of Orton as they battled up against the ropes. On the ropes, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but then Orton countered Mysterio's springboard attack with a drop kick for a 2 count. Which I thought looked impressive. And then Orton sent Mysterio ribs first in the top rope, which put Mysterio down, followed by stomps to the ribs, weakening the body part. And I do love how the commentators did bring up the history with Orton and Mysterio leading into WrestleMania 22, which was a way better event than this one. When they briefly mentioned it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, then Orton got all cocky when he set Mysterio on the top turnbuckle. And Orton even got so cocky he tried taking the mask off, but Mysterio stopped it. But Orton connected anyway with a punch to the face, to the head. Of course, then Mysterio freaking went back on offense. Freaking came at Orton with a running cross body block. Right?
Yeah.
And then Mysterio nailed a springboard into a bulldog for a 2 count on Orton. Alright?
Yep.
Yeah, and then Orton was draped up against the ropes. Mysterio went for the 619, but Orton blocked it. But Mysterio hit a DDT off the ropes anyway, right?
Yep.
But, either way, Orton was battling back, and at one point he was actually measuring up Mysterio, teasing an RKO, but Mysterio then ended up using his feet to roll Orton up for the 3 count to win the match and qualify in the tournament.
Yep.
So yeah, your thoughts on this quick opening matchup between Orton and Mysterio? Wasn't their best match, but knowing it was a tournament match, I understand why it was short.
It was good.
That was like a good opener. It sounds like something you'd see on SmackDown or Raw at that point, but tournament matches, I can't really think they're going to be 5-star classics, especially when the winner's going to be wrestling more than once. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was okay for what it was. Of course, after the match, Orton got all pissed off, got back up, and actually nailed an RKO on Mysterio. And And after that, Orton just sent Mysterio out to the ring. Yep. And then Orton would look like he was going to leave, but he returned, picked up Mysterio, and slammed him stomach first into the announce table.
Right? Yep.
So yeah, So in storyline here, Mysterio ribs were like injured, and people were like, and they were in the commentators questioning how's he gonna compete in the next semifinals here against the winner of the next match.
Yep.
And we'll figure that out. And we'll find out if Mysterio can survive this semifinal encounter later. But The Miz did an interview backstage The Miz was interviewed backstage by Byron Saxton here. And Miz even said there's no stopping him and he'll prove that he's the best in the world. And Miz said he'll just get by Jeff Hardy, then beat a broken down Mysterio. And then on his way to the finals, Miz said it feels awesome. He feels awesome about his road to this tournament. Or on this tournament, yeah. Huh. Yeah. So we go to the next semi-final matchup, when we go to the next quarterfinal or first round match, whatever you want to call it, it was Jeff Hardy going up against The Miz, where the winner would face Rey Mysterio later on in the show, in the semifinals.
Yep.
It's like both men made their entrances, and Jeff Hardy was the aggressor early on, and Jeff went for a kick against the turnbuckle, and Miz kicked Hardy away to take control, so a little bit back and forth there. It's like, yeah, then Miz freaking hit a backbreaker into a neckbreaker combo for a 2 count on Jeff. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, then Miz hit two running drop kicks against the turnbuckle. And then Hardy freaking got the momentum back with a clothesline. Well, the fans went crazy for Jeff here. There's no disputing Jeff was a fan favorite for this one. Right.
No.
Yeah, and then Hardy Hardy hit a running forearm to the face of the Miz followed by an inverted atomic drop. Yeah, and then a low drop kick for a 2 count on Miz. Jeff then went for the twist of fate, but Miz avoided it. So Jeff went up to the top rope and hit a whisper in the wind for a 2 count on the Miz. This could have gone either way at this point. Of course, then Miz had to fight back by kicking Jeff in his knee, then Miz freaking attempted to lock Jeff in the figure 4 leg lock, but Jeff reversed it into a roll up for a 2 count. And then Jeff then freaking just just threw Miz out of the ring. Yeah, and then Jeff then hit a running drop kick that knocked Miz down on the outside. And then when Miz was getting back up, Hardy met him with a running freaking barricade attack. He runs a barricade and hits a clothesline on the Miz. Jeff Hardy's signature here. Right.
Yeah.
Of course, they went back in the ring. Buttons back in the ring. Jeff went on the top, probably to do a swanton bomb, but the Miz rolled out of the way. And then the Miz and then Miz sent Hardy into the turnbuckle, and then Miz tried to roll up pin using the ropes for leverage, but the referee caught him. He goes, "Nope, you can't do that." Right?
Yeah.
And then Hardy got another roll up for a 2, right? But then near the end, Jeff went for the twist of fate, which Miz reversed into a skull crushing finale to win the match. So therefore, the semifinal match would be Miz versus Mysterio. Your thoughts on this one?
It was okay.
I thought it was, like, again, it's a tournament match, so obviously it wasn't going to be very long in length. I thought it was an average, okay-ish match. It told the story, so it's like, it told the story it needed to tell for this tournament they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, then afterwards they aired a commercial for the 2018 Survivor Series. That was scheduled to take place on November the 18th of 2018, like 2 weeks from this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And this was back when Survivor Series was like just, bragging rights. Raw versus SmackDown in every match. And we've been talking about some potential matches that were on Survivor Series that got changed for one reason or another. Right?
Yeah.
Which could have been great matches, but nope, they changed them. And of course, we go to the next freaking first round match, which was Seth Rollins taking on Bobby Lashley. Rollins was the Intercontinental Champion at the time and one half of the Raw Tag Champions. Right? Yeah, and then of course this was back when Bobby Lashley pretty much returned the company. He was actually managed by Leo Rush. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
I almost forgot about Lashley having Leo Rush as manager because I just remember Lashley's second run being with MVP as his manager instead.
Yeah.
For the most part, right?
Yep.
And of course, there was that whole freaking Bobby Lashley and Lana story. That one was also crap.
You loved it.
And of course, Seth Rollins was the tag team champion at the time with Dean Ambrose. Of course, Dean Ambrose at that point had a falling out with freaking Seth when he turned on the Shield the night that Reigns had to vacate the championship, and Ambrose wasn't on this show at all. For those of you who don't know, Dean Ambrose is the current Jon Moxley in AEW. But I'm pretty sure people know that. Of course, the match started with Lashley using his freaking power to dominate Rollins early on with a spine buster to take him out of the match temporarily. Yeah, and then Lashley freaking sent Rollins in the turnbuckle, followed by a running shoulder tackle and a neck breaker for a 2 count.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Rush was on the outside, pretty much just being, Lashley's hype man, saying, you got this, Lashley, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like what you do when we're playing those death runs and you're like, I believe in you.
I believe in you.
I'd be like, I wouldn't necessarily say that, right? Anyway, Lashley was in control when he took Rollins down face first with a face first slam to the mat. Then Lashley wanted to display a wanted to hit a delayed vertical suplex on Rollins, but Rollins fought out of it. And Rollins hit a clothesline that sent Lashley over the top rope to the floor. And on the outside, Rollins freaking hit Lashley with a suicide dive on the outside. Alright, which looked pretty impressive. Yeah. And then Rollins went back in, and Rollins hit another suicide dive to take Lashley down on the outside. So he hit 2 of them. Right. And then afterwards, Rollins went up to the top rope, but Lashley stopped him and tried to go for a suplex, but off the top rope, but Rollins fought back and fought back with a powerbomb attempt, only for Lashley to land on his feet back in the ring. And then Lashley hit a shoulder tackle back onto Rollins. All right. But out of nowhere, right when Lashley was in control, out of nowhere, Rollins got a roll up on Lashley and then got up, which that was a 2 count. But then Rollins got up and then hit the stomp for the win anyway. Relatively quick match. So yeah, with that being said, Rollins would advance to the semifinals. Your thoughts on this one? Wasn't the best. It was not the best Lashley or Rollins match I've ever seen. They'd have better matches than this. Hell, even against each other, it would be better.
Yeah.
That's why it just felt average to me. Of course, these tournament matches are always going to feel average to me. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then we go backstage where Byron Saxton once again was back there, but this time he was interviewing Kurt Angle. And Angle said they had the butterflies are back and it feels good. And Angle claimed that people have doubted him, saying that at his age, how would he win this tournament? And then pretty much Angle said that he went and won a gold medal with a broken neck when people doubted he could do that.
Yeah.
And he said that, and Angle even said that he's going to go prove to everyone, including to Dolph Ziggler, that he's the best in the world, and added, it's true, it's damn true.
Yep.
I hate to say it, but Angle was well past his prime. He was near retirement here. Now, if they held a tournament like this, say, in Angle's prime in the early 2000s, there's be no doubt Angle would win that one. Am I right?
Yeah.
Of course, Kurt Angle made his entrance for the last, first round match, and the fans greeted him with the "You suck" chants. Right? This time, actually, as a face chant this time. Right?
Yep.
And then Dolph Ziggler made his entrance with Drew McIntyre. Right?
Yeah.
Even Ziggler did a pre-match promo, though, saying that he's the best in the world. Yeah, and remember when Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre were a freaking team or a unit together? Sheesh.
Yeah.
And of course, the winner of this match would go on to face Seth Rollins in the semifinals. It's like, yeah, and Angle was the oldest person competing in this tournament. He was 49 at this point. Almost 50.
Yeah.
Oh, but don't worry, there'll be older people than that competing in the main event. Sorry, I just have to go back, and I can't. I'm just going to love tearing that match apart. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sorry. But we'll get to it when we get to it.
Uh-huh.
Ziggler took control early on, hitting a running shoulder tackle, but Angle freaking fought back with a belly-to-belly suplex while the dogs were barking. Actually, no, he hit it. No. Actually, no. He followed that up. He followed the freaking belly-to-belly suplex with 2 German suplexes. And yeah, I'm just saying that to be funny because the dog started barking at the time I was talking. But moving on. Of course, Ziggler got back up after 2 German suplexes, but Angle went for another wrist lock, but Ziggler got to the apron, right? And just like at WrestleMania 20 that we reviewed not that long ago, Angle actually teased a German suplex off the apron to Ziggler, which, just like how Eddie Guerrero did all them years prior to that, Ziggler would counter by hitting a back elbow that knocked Angle down off the apron.
No.
So, has Angle ever hit a German suplex on anybody off the apron, or was it always reversed?
It was reversed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did that. You probably fucked someone up. Am I right?
Yeah.
Of course, Ziggler then wrapped Angle's shoulder first into the steel steps, or whipped Angle's shoulder first into the steel steps. Right?
Yeah.
That looked freaking like it hurt. Back in the ring, Ziggler freaking hit a neck breaker on Angle for a 2 count, so this time Ziggler was controlled, so Ziggler jumped on Angle's back into a sleeper hold, one of Ziggler's signature moves. But Angle drove him into the turnbuckle to break free, because Angle's a submission master. He knows how to break out of submission holds. Right?
Yeah.
And then Angle then hit a boot And then Angle freaking hit a boot to the face of Ziggler, followed by 3 German suplexes for a 2 count on Ziggler.
Yeah.
And then Angle attempted to do an Angle slam, but Ziggler blocked it and hit a jumping DDT for a 2 count on Angle. And then freaking Ziggler tried to freaking hit a famous on Angle, but Angle reversed it. And then followed that up by hitting an Angle slam onto Ziggler for a 2 count. Right?
Yep.
And then afterwards, Angle did what he always did, and that's pull his straps down. And Angle went for the ankle lock, but Ziggler avoided it, and Ziggler hit a famouser on Angle for a 2 count. And then Ziggler then went for the sunset flip, but Angle rolled through it. Angle rolled through the sunset flip attempt, and Angle locked on the ankle lock submission hold in the middle of the ring on Ziggler, which made many opponents tap out, including Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
But Ziggler tried to fight out of it, and then he turned onto his back, but Angle still held on, but Ziggler managed to get out of it anyway. Right?
Yeah.
And then Angle charged at Ziggler, but Ziggler moved and Angle hit the turnbuckle, and Ziggler hit the zigzag for the pinfall win to advance to face Rollins. Your thoughts on this match?
Yep. Yeah, was it their best match? No.
I've seen Kurt Angle have way more better matches.
Was Kurt Angle out of his league? Some would say so.
You mean past his prime? I mean, he would retire literally about, I don't know, freaking 6 months after this. But, even Angle knew his time when the ring was coming to an end at this point.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. I mean, I guess at this point, Angle was just pretty much putting people over as a passing of the torch moment anyway on his way out. And besides, this loss in the long run wouldn't hurt him anyway. He has so many accolades to his name in 5-star matches that we've been seeing on these review show anyway, so I don't think he's crying about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, was it the best match I've ever seen on this particular show? No. Did I see better matches from both men? Yeah. But did it tell the story it needed to? Yes. When it came to this tournament they were doing? Yes, it did. Right? So, moving on. Of course, yeah, Ziggler celebrated his win with McIntyre at the end. So, moving on. We have the SmackDown Tag Team Championships on the line. It was a New Day taking on SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The Bar, or Cesaro and Sheamus. And Cesaro and Sheamus had Big Show in their corner, while Xavier Woods was in the New Day's corner on the outside. Ironically enough, we are talking about this right after the 10-year anniversary of the New Day, and it feels weird. That's a little bit awkward, knowing what happened on Raw recently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods turning on Big E and pretty much turning heel. Kicking him out of the group. But this was way before Big E's injury, obviously. So obviously was Big E and Kofi Kingston in this tag match.
No.
And Big E and Sheamus start off the matchup with Big E hitting a clothesline onto Sheamus, knocking him down, and then Kingston went up. Kingston went to the top for a double foot stomp to the arm of Sheamus. Right.
Yeah.
And then Cesaro then hit a monkey flip on Kingston out of the corner, leading to leading to Kingston landing on his feet and Kingston hitting a drop kick on Cesaro for a 2 count. I mean, this was pretty much out of control at the start. These two teams have history with each other.
Yeah.
And then Kingston managed to take freaking Cesaro down with a head scissors, followed by a cross body off the top rope for a 2 count onto Cesaro. Of course, Cesaro bowed back with an uppercut to the jaw of Kingston, which put him down. Big Show got involved by choking Kingston against the bottom rope when the referee was distracted. And right when I seen that, I knew, well, there goes that freaking score a little bit. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Kofi Kingston was then trapped into a headlock from Cesaro. Yeah, and then Sheamus got the tag in, leading to a double shoulder tackle, which also led to Sheamus slamming an armbar on Kingston as well, putting him down. Yeah, then Kingston tried to break free, but freaking Sheamus freaking kicked him in the ribs, keeping the momentum and ending any hope of Kingston's comeback at that point. Yeah, then Cesaro freaking locked in a wrist lock, falling into a slam on the Kingston. Kingston was taking the brunt of the abuse at this point from the champions here.
Yep.
Of course, Kingston eventually broke free with a back body drop, but Sheamus freaking tagged in to prevent Kingston from making the hot tag. Sheamus also knocked Big E off the apron, and Cesaro tagged in with an uppercut followed by Cesaro suplexing Kofi for a 2 count.
Yeah.
And of course, Kingston managed to fight out, following a double team, Kingston managed to fight out of the corner. It was when Sheamus went charging out, but it ended up hitting the ring post when freaking Kingston got out of the way and Big E got tagged in against Cesaro, and then Big E hit two overhead belly to belly suplexes, followed by a side belly to belly suplex on Sheamus and Cesaro. Yeah, and then freaking Big E even hit a running splash. Big E hit a running splash, but Cesaro got his knees up to block the move. Right?
Yep.
So yep, and then Sheamus tagged in, and Big E actually bowed back on Sheamus and hit a he hit a slam on him for a rang slam on him for 2, right?
Yeah.
And then Big E then charged at Sheamus, but Sheamus freaking countered whatever attack he had with a knee to the face. And then Sheamus hit another knee to the face of Big E, but Big E then freaking fought back and helped Sheamus up on his shoulders. Kingston got the tag and hit a double stomp to the back. And Big E hit the power bomb for a 2 count on Sheamus because Cesaro broke up the pinfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then freaking Cesaro and Kingston were fighting each other in the ring, which resulted in Kingston kicking Cesaro out of the ring. Right? And then Big E tagged in and then tossed Kingston over the top onto Cesaro on the floor. That's double teaming any way you look at it. If you chug your partner into the enemies, that's still double teaming. Right?
Yeah.
And then Show got on the apron to distract the referee, but Sheamus missed the bro kick, and Big E got a roll up on Sheamus for a 2 count. Yeah, and then Sheamus then shoved Big E across the ring. The referee moved and avoided it. But of course, Big Show was right there, and he freaking knocked out freaking Big E with his KO punch.
Yep.
Actually, he didn't knock him out. He dazed freaking Big E, and then Sheamus came in with a bro kick to finish Big E off for good. And got the pinfall there for the Bar retain the SmackDown tag titles, thanks to blatant interference from the Big Show. Your thoughts on this tag team match?
Yeah, it was a decent tag team match.
Tell you what, compared to the first 4 tournament matches, it was the best match of the night. It was the best match at that point. But the interference spots really dragged it down for me. Right?
Yeah.
Ugh. But as a tag team match on this Cry pay-per-view, might as well have been the best tag match ever compared to the other one we're going to be talking about. Oh, God. You're making me regret this already. I don't want to talk about this main event, but I have to. All right? Backstage, we go backstage again where Byron Saxton once again was interviewing The Miz. And The Miz said he beat Jeff Hardy like he said he would. And despite the fact that he got kicked in the throat and that he could barely talk, he was literally talking like this.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, if he was condoning this interview even longer, he probably would have ended up talking like me, losing my sanity. Which somehow sounds like Marge Simpson. But Miz said it's not all about happy endings, and he's about to hit the rolling credits on Rey Mysterio to prove that he's the best in the world. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, it doesn't matter who wins this tournament. None of them can claim best in the world. CM Punk's the best in the world. But CM Punk wasn't in the company at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Mysterio was interviewed backstage by Byron Saxton. Mysterio said that he's been underestimated, that he's been understated by much bigger and better opponents, but that'll make his win that much better, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to the semifinals of this tournament here between The Miz and Rey Mysterio. Yeah, Rey Mysterio got the upper hand in the start with his speed by delivering a drop kick to The Miz that sent Miz on the outside of the ring. Yeah, and then Mysterio then freaking hit a sliding attack under the bottom rope onto The Miz onto the floor. Like, this is one of his signature moves there. It looked impressive, like always. Of course, as soon as Mysterio hit Miz, freaking Rey Mysterio went back to selling the rib injury from earlier in the night. Something you should learn how to do in 2K. No comment to that?
Yeah, man. Keep going.
Yeah, and then Mysterio and Miz went back to the ring, leading to Mysterio delivering punches to the Miz's face, but Mysterio was went up to the top rope for an aerial attack, but the Miz countered by tossing him over the top, and across the ring, which gave Miz pretty much the upper hand in this match at that point.
Yep.
And then Miz freaking hit a running boot to the face of Mysterio, followed by a submission hold, which involves freaking ramming Miz's knees to the back of Mysterio. You know, that submission hold, whatever. Pretty sure there's a name for it, but you know what I mean. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, Miz then hit a running knee to the gut of Mysterio, weakening the body part, weakening those injured ribs even more. Right?
Yep.
Then Miz freaking wrapped his legs around the ribs of Mysterio, inciting more damage to him. And then freaking Mysterio then countered, got to his feet, but the Miz stopped him by sending him under the bottom rope to the floor. Same thing that Mysterio did to the Miz earlier in the contest. or the match, right?
Yeah.
Then Miz drove Mysterio into the side of the ring apron, the hardest part of the ring, and into the barricade, thus weakening Mysterio's ribs even back even more. And then back in the ring, Miz went to go pin Mysterio, but Mysterio kicked out, thus giving Miz a 2 count here. And then Miz freaking locked on the abdominal stretch of Mysterio, but Mysterio fought out of it by reversing it into a DDT. At this point, both men were down. And they got up, slugfest between the two, and then Mysterio then battled back and hit a springboard cross body block, followed by head scissors that sent Miz from one side of the ring to the other. Yep. Yeah, and then Mysterio then hit another head scissors to the Miz, which drove Miz into the turnbuckle. And then freaking Mysterio then set up for the 619, but the Miz managed to send Mysterio face first into the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then right when Miz had everything under control, Miz hit a skull-crushing finale, but Rey Mysterio kicked out, resulting the cover into a 2 count.
Yep.
And the Miz sold that like, oh god, that was the worst thing that could be done, right? I'm shocked. I cannot believe anyone could kick out of that.
Yep.
Of course, the Miz remained in control with the it kicks to the chest of Mysterio, which is a signature Daniel Bryan move, by the way. Of course, Mysterio eventually did roll up Miz, but only got a 2 count here. And then Mysterio then hit a drop kick to the knee of the Miz, and that sent Miz against the ropes, and then Mysterio actually hit a 619. And then Mysterio got up to the top, preferably to try to hit a splash on the Miz. But the Miz got his knees up, and Miz cradled Mysterio for the pinfall win.
Yep.
And advanced to the finals of this Best in the World tournament. Your thoughts on this match between Miz and Mysterio?
It was a pretty decent match. Was it their best? No. Did they have more? Yes.
Was I pleasantly surprised? Maybe, right?
Did you love this event? Yes.
Are you being a sarcastic asshole right now? Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good match. It was an alright match. We go to Byron Saxton backstage. Again, this time he was interviewing Seth Rollins here. And Rollins said that everybody in this tournament is facing adversity, including him. Rollins said he does his best work when his back's against the wall, and he left to go have the match, right?
Yeah.
After that, and then Rollins made his entrance. Crowd was cheering like usual. And then and then Ziggler came out too. Following that, Ziggler still had Drew McIntyre in his corner for this one. The winner of this would face The Miz in the tournament finals. Supposedly, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
Nothing happened.
Anyway, Ziggler took control of the match early on with a headlock, but Rollins freaking fought back when he hit a body slam, and then Rollins then freaking hit a clothesline on Ziggler that sent Ziggler over the top rope out to the floor. And then Rollins then whipped Ziggler into the barricade at ringside. Yeah, and then but at this point, McIntyre got into Rollins' face, and Rollins then freaking yelled at freaking McIntyre, saying, I dare you, hit me, I dare you, you do that, Ziggler gets disqualified. Which obviously would mean that Rollins would be going to the finals at that point, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if that's how that match ended. That'd be kind of a fucked way to end it. Am I right?
Yeah.
But McIntyre decided to do the wise thing and just move away and not even do anything. Right? It's like back in the ring, freaking Ziggler capitalized on the situation by hitting a jumping DDT on Rollins for a 2 count. And of course, Rollins was the fan favorite here, but doesn't matter. Shortly after that, Ziggler hit his neck breaker for a 2 count.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then Rollins in battle back and actually had Ziggler against the turnbuckles, which Rollins did charge at Ziggler in the turnbuckle, going for some kind of an attack move, but we'll never know what it would be because Ziggler moved out and Rollins hit the turnbuckle. And then Ziggler then sent Rollins into the ropes, followed by an elbow smash to the face of Rollins for a 2 count.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then freaking Ziggler stayed on offense when he kicked Rollins in the turnbuckle, followed by a neck breaker. Yeah, trying to focus on the neck of Rollins here.
Yep.
Kind of like the whole issue with Rey Mysterio and the ribs in the previous match.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Ziggler then trapped Rollins into a headlock onto the mat. And the fans were actually on Rollins' side here, trying to get him to motivation to fight back. Rollins did eventually fight back when he got a backslide pin attempt on Ziggler for a 2 count. Yeah, and then each guy got about. Yeah, and then after that, there was a 3 count, there was a 2 count, goddamn back and forth between each. And Ziggler then hit a sunset flip for Rollins for another 2 count. And then Rollins then hit the ripcord knee for a 2 count on Ziggler as well.
Yeah.
And then McIntyre went up on the apron, so Rollins punched him down off the apron. Then Rollins then performed a catapult on the Ziggler, which sent him over the top to the floor. And then Rollins then hit a suicide dive onto the floor, to Ziggler. Right?
Yep.
It's like back in the ring, Ziggler avoided an attack from Rollins, leading to Ziggler hitting a famouser for a 2 count.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but when it comes to the famouser, only one person got a 3 count off of that, and that was Billy Gunn.
The one Billy Gunn.
Yeah. But afterwards, Ziggler got up to the top rope, where Rollins met him up there with and hit a superplex on Ziggler. Or at least tried to hit a superplex on Ziggler, but Ziggler avoided the Falcon Arrow, and Ziggler then hit a zigzag for a 2 count. Right?
Yeah.
Then Rollins came back, got back on offense with a standing side kick to the jaw and a suicide dive on the McIntyre. Right?
Yep.
And at this point, everyone thought, okay, Rollins is going to win. Rollins is going to pick up the win and face The Miz, right?
Yeah.
Then Rollins got up to the top. He shoved Ziggler down. The referee went to check on Ziggler, and McIntyre got back up and shoved Rollins off the top rope, which the referee did not see. More interference, and then Ziggler then hit a super kick on Rollins for the pinfall win.
Yep.
So that means the finals of this tournament will be Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. Supposedly, and we'll get to that in a minute. In a little bit. Your thoughts on this matchup?
Ziggler resorting to dirty tactics like normal.
Ziggler and Rollins had better matches against each other. I wouldn't put this on their best match list. And the interference hurt it a lot. I mean, we already seen one interference spot already. Like, literally, I was watching this match, and right when the ending came with McIntyre interfering, costing Rollins a match, I literally yelled out, "This again?" Considering we just seen Big Show do the same thing previously. So I'm like, really? Who booked this crap, Vince Russo? Right?
Yes.
So yeah, I thought, but yeah, besides that, I thought it was alright. It's not the best match they had, but it ain't the worst. And after the match, Ziggler and McIntyre were interviewed by Byron Saxon on the ramp, and Saxon said that some people would consider this an upset, and Ziggler did a comedy promo saying that next time you see him in the ring, he'll be crowned the best in the world. Oh, one can dream. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Ugh. Yep, and then the next match, they did air then afterwards they did air a WrestleMania freaking commercial with tickets being on sale 2 weeks after this event, and of course, the WrestleMania they were leading to at this point was 35.
Yeah.
You know, the big 10-hour WrestleMania, the last one that took place on one night.
Yep.
If we review that show, I'm just telling you right now, we review that show, we're gonna have to spend like an entire day just watching it, and all the next day do the review.
Yep.
It felt like it went on for like 10 years, even though it wasn't that long, but felt long enough.
Yeah.
And of course, the next match was for the WWE Championship. It was AJ Styles defending the WWE title against Samoa Joe. Again, because they had their previous rivalry over the summer of this year. This was originally supposed to be Styles versus Daniel Bryan, but they decided to do that match before this event because, like stated, Daniel Bryan refused to do this event. Right?
Yeah.
Which AJ Styles won that match. And then that's when Samoa Joe attacked Styles again, renewing their rivalry, setting up this WWE title match. And I'm sorry, but when it comes to this AJ Styles and Samoa Joe feud, two things come to mind. One, they were the two top guys for TNA. And two, in WWE, the old Wendy promo that Joe did. I'm sorry, that still sticks in my mind. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so what do you say when you're at Wendy's and they get your order wrong? You're like, oh, Wendy. Am I right?
No.
Yeah. Of course, Samoa Joe did his entrance, then followed by AJ Styles, the defending champion here, WWE champion here at this time. AJ Styles got a freaking tremendous ovation, and they were actually telling how AJ Styles was a champion for nearly a year at this point. Which, they put the jinx on that, and we'll discuss that afterwards. Of course, the match started with Styles working over Samoa Joe's left knee, right first, with Styles kicking the left leg of Joe, right? Yeah. And then Joe went to the outside, but followed by Styles trying to do an attack on the floor, but Joe avoided it. And he sent Styles face first into the barricade. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then they bow in front of the announce tables with Joe hitting a suicide dive with a forearm that sent Styles right to the side of the announce table. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the ribs and left arms of Styles on the edge of the... Yeah, and the ribs on the edge of... the ribs and the left arm of Styles hit the edge of the table. Looked like a nasty freaking bump there. Right?
Yeah.
Back in the ring, Joe hit a jumping kick for a 2 as Styles got his foot on the bottom rope, I should say. And you know what we seen? Following that, we seen a Samoan Joe chin lock. We all know that would make one certain famous YouTuber happy to see. Right?
We all know that is you.
Oh, thank you for calling me a famous YouTuber, despite the fact I only have 300 subscribers.
Yeah, but you're non-famous.
Yeah. Everyone knows who I was talking about there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and the fans were doing their own chants in the crowd, trying to get Styles back into it, I'm guessing, but Styles eventually got out of the chin lock and hit a jumping kick to the head of Joe. Styles then hit a forearm to Joe against the turnbuckle. Yeah, and then Styles then jumped off the metal ropes with a moonsault into a reverse DDT for a 2 count. One of his signatures. Right?
Yep.
Of course, the fans were really into it, chanting AJ Styles, and of course, to slow the match down, Joe left the ring, went to the outside, right? But then Styles launched himself over the rope, leading to a forearm to the face of Joe, and then went up the top and jumped off the top again, but Joe moved, and Joe hit a power bomb back in the ring for a 2 count. Right?
Yep.
At this point, I was kind of into the match. I'm like, okay. And then Joe connected a clothesline that looked nasty for a 2 count. And when I say nasty, I mean hard. Hard clothesline for a 2 count, right? Of course, Styles fought back, and when he locked freaking Joe into the calf crusher submission hold. But Joe did not tap out. He got to the ropes shortly after being locked in the hold. And then freaking as soon as Joe got back up to his feet, Styles hit a roll up for a 2 count. Right?
Yep.
Of course, Joe got out of it and actually hit the Coquina clutch submission hold onto Styles. Then Styles grabbed the left leg of Joe to counter it, because you gotta remember the left leg was damaged. And Joe got to the ropes to break free. Right?
Yep.
Or Styles got to the rope to break free, I should say. Yeah, and then freaking Styles and Joe battled by the turnbuckle, with Joe hitting an elbow to the head. But Styles hit the Pele kick to the head for a 2 count. Right? This match could have gone either way at this point. Yeah, and then Joe sent Styles to the apron. And then Styles hit a forearm onto Joe, and then Styles went up to the top, where he hit a phenomenal forearm to the head of Joe for the win to retain the WWE Championship. Your thoughts on this one? To me, this was the best match of the night.
It was a decent match. It was okay. Was it one of their best? No. Did they have better? Yes.
Compared to the rest of this shit show, it might as well be a 5-star classic. Or at least a 4-star, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that ain't saying much, but so yeah, it was a good banger on this show for what it was. I mean, to me, it was the best match on this card. Wasn't their best match overall, but on this particular card, it was. Yeah, and then they aired another commercial hyping up the 2K19 video game that was set to be released,
on the cover,
which was set to release shortly after this event.
Yeah.
But, by the way, did you ever? I'm pretty sure you own 2K19.
Yes.
And so did I. That was actually a good game.
AJ Styles on the cover.
Yeah, that was actually a good game.
Yeah, it was decent.
Yep. Yeah, and then but you know, here's the portion of this match now. Here's a portion of the show where it went from like mediocre at the start to a little bit of a high with the whole Styles and you know, Joe match that we just talked about, and then it just plummeted downhill to shitville.
No, it didn't. It rode high.
No, we just went plummeting down to shits.
Nope, it rode high.
because they showed the vacated Universal Championship there at ringside. Baron Corbin made his entrance there, and well, the next match we're about to talk about is Braun Strowman taking on Brock Lesnar for the vacant Universal Championship that was only vacated due to Roman Reigns' leukemia coming back.
Yep.
Now, how am I going to I'm going to go through this whole thing. The two men enter the ring. They were both announced for this Universal Championship match, introduction in the ring. Paul Heyman did Brock Lesnar's introduction, right?
Yeah.
And right when the match was about to begin, Baron Corbin decided to take the Universal Championship. Hit Braun Strowman in the back of the head with it. And then the match was started. Lesnar hit an F5. Strowman kicked out. Lesnar hit another F5. Strowman kicked out. Lesnar hit a third F5. Strowman kicked out. Lesnar dumped Strowman on the outside of the ring. Hits an F5 out there. Back in the ring, Strowman kicked out once again. And then Lesnar then hit a fifth F5. Got the pinfall win in the Universal Championship. Fuck this match. It's garbage. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not making this up. That's exactly what happened. Pretty much, Braun Strowman became Brock Lesnar's bitch in this match. And this is what buried Strowman from the main event scene for a long time, and he could never recover from it to this day. Your thoughts on this crap encounter? The squash.
It was good. I liked it.
You're the only fan who liked it besides Brock himself.
Brock's family.
Those are the only people who enjoy it. Me along with 99.9% of the fan base hated it.
It was good. The only thing I didn't care for was fucking Baron Corbin putting his big bald ass in there.
So yeah, end of story. That match fucking sucked, if you can even call it a match. It was trash. I understand, Brock Lesnar winning, he's the unstoppable beast, but he could have at least had a good, maybe 5 to 10 minute match with Strowman instead of a squash.
Yeah.
That was bullshit, and you know it. Moving on, what is next on this goddamn crap show? All right. Oh yeah, and I don't even care if Lesnar left as Universal Champion celebrating. It was bullshit anyway. Shouldn't have happened that way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then they talked about some of the possible matches at Survivor Series 2018, saying that the main event would be Universal Champion Brock Lesnar versus WWE Champion AJ Styles, just like it was at the 2018 Survivor Series, or 2019 or 17 Survivor Series. But guess what? That match didn't happen. Styles would lose the championship to freaking Daniel Bryan shortly before Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And then they announced that it would be U.S. Champion Shinsuke Nakamura taking on the Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins at Survivor Series, which that match actually did happen at that pay-per-view. And then they said it would be the Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey taking on the SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch, and that match we were robbed of. Because we all know what happened on the Raw prior, when Becky Lynch got her face smashed by Nia Jackson, became the man character.
Yeah.
But because of that injury, she was replacing the match with Charlotte Flair, and that match was crap. And we never got that proper Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey match that everyone wanted to see. So yeah, missed opportunity. So yeah, false advertising. With the power of hindsight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway. We go to the next match, which the commissioner for SmackDown, Shane McMahon, came out. Raw's GM Baron Corbin was already at ringside because of his controversy with the match we just talked about briefly, right?
Yeah.
And this was the finals for the Best in the World Cup trophy between Dolph Ziggler and The Miz. But the match didn't even really start officially. I mean, Drew McIntyre was out there with Ziggler, but the referees forced McIntyre to go back to the back and said that this was going to be one-on-one. The Miz attacked Ziggler before the match. They went out to the floor and Miz jumped out of the ring and he must have fucked up his knee or something on the landing because he was injured in this match. Probably selling it for the story, something that you should learn how to do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then Miz kept saying to the referee, "Yeah, I'm able to compete. That's fine. It's fine." But the referee wasn't really having any of it, and pretty much saying that, yeah, the Miz had to forfeit. He cannot compete. And Shane was like, "Nope, this is the finals. We ain't gonna end it like this." Which I kind of wish they did, right?
Yeah.
Of course, Shane McMahon grabbed the microphone saying that it's not going to end like that and that Shane was going to be the Miz's replacement in this match, right?
Yeah.
So here we go. The finals for this damn tournament that's been running throughout this whole show, involving someone who already wrestled like twice previously on the show against someone who did not wrestle at all on the show until now. Seems fair, am I right?
Yes.
It was Dolph Ziggler taking on freaking Shane McMahon. Of course, Shane McMahon was wrestling in freaking jeans, sneakers, tank top, his regular freaking street attire at this point. Then again, which really ain't that much different from his normal attire anyway.
Yeah.
Shane McMahon hit a running elbow on Ziggler at the start of the match. Corbin tripped up freaking Shane, but so the referee sent Corbin to the back. Ziggler took advantage of that distraction for Shane, hit a zigzag on Shane for a 2 count. Then Shane got back into it. Shane freaking countered Ziggler with a catapult that sent Ziggler into the top turnbuckle. And then Shane went up to the top rope, hit a coast-to-coast dropkick on Ziggler for the win. The pinfall win, and won the Best in the World trophy. Fuck this match too.
It was good.
It wasn't good. It was crap.
It was interesting. The right man won.
Bullshit. Only you would love crappy wrestling. I bet you loved the whole storyline that came after too, when Shane McMahon kept being introduced as the best in the world. Every single promo and introduction that followed this, it was shit.
It wasn't shit. It was interesting.
This match was crap. I hated it.
I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, this match was crap. It was a waste of freaking time. It shouldn't have fucking happened to begin with.
It was not a waste of time.
They should have had the
crap.
They should have had the finals proper. They should have had the finals proper here. But no, they didn't.
Don't lie.
They should have the finals proper here, not have Shane McMahon fucking replace the Miz last goddamn minute fresh. That was bullshit and you know it.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. I admit the coast to coast looked friggin' impressive, but other than that, I didn't care for this match. It was shit.
Uh-huh.
Okay, at least maybe the main event will be fucking better. Motherfucker. I'm trying not to lose my sanity here. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is the reason why you made me review this fucking shit. Okay. The next match was the main event for this show was The Undertaker and Kane, the Brothers of Destruction, teaming up to take on DX, which is Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And I admit, this match was a dream match in 1998. Not in 2018.
Oh, great match now.
Not in 2018 or now, as a matter of fact. 7 years after the fact. This is crap. Right?
Nope, it was great, and you know it.
Stop being a sarcastic ass. Fuck this match. Fuck this match, but I guess we gotta talk about it to wrap things up with. This is the goddamn match why you wanted me to do this stupid review. Of course, DX, Triple H, and Michaels made their entrance first. To their credit, they did get a freaking loud ovation. Right? Since they were both veterans, Hall of Famers. This was Michaels' first match back since WrestleMania 26, which I will never ever acknowledge, by the way.
As it was his last match, you will acknowledge it because you loved his big bald head, didn't you?
Hell no. The Michaels I know that wrestled had hair.
Nope, you loved his other form with no hair.
Triple H, I'm kind of used to seeing bald at this point, but... And then, of course, Kane made his entrance for his team. He stopped at the bottom of the ramp, then Undertaker made his long-ass entrance to the ring, and there we go. The fans had the audacity at the start to chant, "This is awesome." I'm pretty sure nowadays they'll be chanting, "This, that was awful." Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then... Do we really have to talk about this?
Yes.
I don't want to. You can't make me, but I'll fucking do it anyway.
You're gonna do it. We have to do it all night, bitch.
Go fuck yourself. Anyway, fine. Triple H and Kane started this match, and oh boy, there's history between those two words, Katie Vick. Anything to say about that?
Well, fuck yourself.
And of course, they were just pretty much, really, they were just going through the motions at that point. Then Shaw got the tag in with a punch off the top rope. So weird. But, punch off the top rope, but yeah, this was and Michaels had, NXT on his side since he was the NXT coach at this point. Michaels hit a neck breaker on Kane and celebrated it without pinning him or doing nothing. Right?
Yeah.
Kane sat up. Michaels almost got the super kick on Kane, but Kane backed away. Taker got the tag in, leading to a stare-down showdown with Michaels as the fans loudly cheered the confrontation between these two. WrestleMania 25 and 26, this was not.
this was WrestleMania 25, 26.5.
Fuck that. No one asked for this. Right? No one asked for this. Yeah. 20 years before it happened. Of course, Taker dominated Michaels right away with a boot to the face, followed by an arm wrench by Taker. And then shoulder the arm of Michaels, and then Taker hit rammed his shoulder the arm of Michaels. Then Hunter got into the ring with a punch on Taker, and then Kane came in, went after Hunter with punches. It was just all punches. And then Taker went Michaels upside down against the turnbuckle, doing the whole Michaels' turnbuckle spot, and then Hunter then Kane whipped Triple H into the ropes, leading to Triple H's usual bump over the top rope. But yeah, that's where shit started going really from kind of okay-ish to really screwed. It took a turn for the worse because it was during that bump when Triple H tore his pec muscle early in the match. As we all know. And you could tell too because Triple H's arm was pretty much dangling, was useless at this point. Right?
Yep.
And then Taker then slammed Michaels down and tossed him over the top rope to the floor. As Kane and Taker stood tall in the ring, right? And of course, Michaels and Triple H went back into the ring, leading to clotheslines where Taker and Kane landed on their feet. Yeah, back on the outside. So yeah, Taker and Kane were on the outside. Taker would work over both Michaels and Triple H with punches. Back in the ring. It's like, okay, back into the ring. Okay, here, looking at my notes. I'm sorry, man. It's like back in the ring, Taker with... Fuck. Hold on, people. My brain is just being all fucked up because I have to talk about this shitty match.
It was not a shitty match. Effectively, Triple H was taken out of the match. Undertaker went one-on-one with
Michaels here.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah,
Back and forth brawling.
Both teams went over the top rope. Okay. Back in the ring, Taker did his freaking old school to Michaels, leading to another "This is awesome" chant. This is what happens when you watch bad matches. You forget where you are when reading shit. When you're reading your own notes. Talking about this shitty. The fans are chanting, "This is awesome." They should have been chanting, "We want refunds."
No, this was awesome.
Bullshit.
It was awesome.
And then Triple H got tagged back in. Hit Taker with a knee to the face, but Taker no-sold it like you in 2K. And hit a clothesline and then Taker then hit a clothesline that the Triple H. And then Kane got the tag in. It's like Hunter then chopped him. It's like Hunter then chopped Kane, hit a DDT. So Michaels came back in with a forearm, followed by the kip up and the atomic drop. And then Michaels went for a power slam, but Kane powered out of it. Back body drop onto Michaels here. Of course, then Hunter and Shawn came back and did a double suplex on a Kane. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then Michael slowly went up to the top and then hit an elbow drop to the chest of Kane, which the commentators were putting that over like, oh my God, we're traveling back in time. And I'm just like, oh my God, this match shouldn't even be happening. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, and shortly after that, Michaels went for a super kick, but Kane blocked it and hit a choke slam, and then afterwards, Taker got the tag in. And then Taker then hit a snake eyes that sent... Yeah, and then Taker hit a snake eyes on the Michaels, followed by the boot to the face, and a leg drop that for a 2 count. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Taker ducked Hunter with a punch, so Michaels now switch in music to put down Taker. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then Taker then left the ring. Left the ring with Michaels, and then Taker cleared off both, and then Taker freaking cleared out both announce tables here. Right?
Yep.
And of course, the referee was not counting them out of this ring. He should have. It would have been a double count out and a save of embarrassment. Right?
It was not embarrassing.
Yes, this match was. I hate talking about this.
It doesn't matter. Talk about it, bitch.
Just you wait, you motherfucker. We're almost done.
I fear no man or show.
You should. Then Taker set Shane up for or Shane. Who the hell is Shane? God damn, I'm losing my brain cells talking about this. Fuck. Taker set Shawn up for a tombstone on the table, but Triple H freaking saved Shawn, and then Triple H then whipped Kane into the steel steps, right? And then Triple H
lost his mask.
Oh, that'll be a little bit later. Yeah, and then Kane then picked up Triple H and gave him a choke slam to the announce table. That was not cleared off, right? So so not only did Triple H tear his back, his back's also fucked, right?
Yep.
And that's when the referee was counting them on the outside of the ring. Should have been a double count out, but it never was. Taker then hit a leg drop to Michaels on the edge of the apron, like y'all signature move, right?
Yep.
It's like, and then Taker and Michaels are back in the ring. Taker got a couple of 2 counts on Michaels, but Triple H was still down on by the broken announce table. Taker and Kane made quick tags over Michaels. And this was just done to buy Triple H time, right? Right?
Yeah.
Because of his injury that he got before the final sequence, right?
Yeah.
And then Taker hit a suplex on the Michaels. I got a 2 count, right? Yeah, and the Undertaker and Kane kept double teaming Michaels and getting 2 counts, right? Back and forth trying to buy Hunter time. I think this was at this point, all 4 men knew that this was going to be crap. Was a shit show, and they were trying their best to improvise. Right? At this point, trying to buy time. Right? Then Kane hit his signature sidewalk slam for a 2 count. Then Kane got up to the top and then rope, but Michaels tripped on the top, so Michaels is addicted to Kane's big red machines. So both men are down. Right? And then Michaels then managed to shove Taker into the ring post. Right? This match should have ended a long time ago. Right? Yeah, and then Michaels went up to the top rope. Kane tried to knock him down, but Michaels punched him down, and then Michaels had a moonsault onto the floor where his knees hit both the faces of the Undertaker and Kane. Oh yeah, and by the way, before Michaels hit that moonsault, we should talk about this spot that you alluded to. During the punches in the corner spot, Michaels gave Kane's mask came flying off.
Michaels knocked off Kane's mask.
Shawn Michaels knocked off Kane's mask in the match.
Yep.
Before hitting that double moonsault, or that moonsault on Taker and Kane on the outside.
Yep.
And when Kane's mask came off, it revealed the most scariest, most evil human being of all, Mayor Glenn Jacobs. Right? Of course, by this point, to try to wrap this shit show up, try to save it at least, but at this point, there was no saving this shit show. This shit show went from shit show to comedy show when the mask went flying off. Right? Never in the history of Kane's matches has that ever happened until now.
No, it has.
I can't recall once that his mask came off due to getting hit in the face. Can you imagine if that happened in the goddamn late 90s? Jesus Christ, Kane would be unmasked before then. Before when he originally was. What the hell? Yeah. It's like Triple H came back in after 10 minutes of lying on the floor trying to get some of his momentum back and buy time, right? And buying time. Triple H then hit Kane with a knee to the face. Kane this time with his mask back on, right?
Yep.
And then Hunter then hit a spine buster on Taker. And then freaking Taker then hit a back body drop on the Triple H. And then Taker tried to go for a tombstone, but Triple H avoided it. And then but Taker also then went for a choke slam attempt, which Triple H reversed into a pedigree on Taker. Right?
Yeah.
And at this point, no one really cared about the ending. It's like Triple H dumped Kane out of the ring, and then right when Triple H was about to do more damage on the Taker actually locked Triple H in the Hell's Gate submission hold. Submission hold we've seen Triple H tap out to before, right?
Yep.
But Michaels came in, super kicked Kane into the Undertaker to break the hold, right? So all four guys were down at this point, and I'm just thinking to myself, mercy kill it. Mercy kill it. Referee ring the bell, say it's no contest. Mercy kill this thing. Right?
It would not fit.
And then Taker and Kane stood up. Taker and Kane then stood up. Michaels then gouged Kane's eyes, and then Michaels then hit a super kick on Taker and a super kick on Kane. And then right afterwards, Triple H hit a pedigree on Kane for the pinfall win, totally ending this match via mercy. Triple H and Michaels won this match, but in the long run, the biggest losers were us fans because this match sucked.
It was a great match.
It was a shit show.
It was a great show.
I never want to see this match ever again.
Yes, you do.
This match almost broke me. I think it did. This match shouldn't have gotten the main event spot, let alone fucking 30 minutes to play with. Anyway, Michaels and Triple H celebrated. Fireworks were going off. Everyone went fucking home happy and then realized later it was crap. End of story.
Excellent.
End of story. Bye-bye.
No, not end of story. Great match. 10 out of 10.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to agree with you on that. This doesn't deserve 5 to 10 stars, okay?
10 out of 10.
This was a complete shit show.
It was not a shit show. It was an excellent show. It was amazing.
I'd rather freaking go to the doctors to have my prostate exam than freaking watch this match ever again.
We'll watch it again. And again. And again.
I will never acknowledge that this was Michaels' final match, and you cannot make me.
Finals match. You will acknowledge it because it happened.
This match was crap. You fucking know it. Everyone fucking knows it. Quit being a smartass.
You loved it.
If I love this match and you acknowledge Roman Reigns as your tribal chief.
You know you loved it.
So you acknowledge Roman Reigns as your tribal chief.
No, I acknowledge no one is my tribal chief. No one is my tribal chief.
I am my own never acknowledge this match. We can fucking talk about it until the cows come home. This match sucked.
It was great, and you know it.
No, it was not, you son of a bitch.
It was too, you son of a bitch.
Anyway, whatever. I want to get to our favorite part of this goddamn review. That way we can never talk about this goddamn event ever again.
Oh, what? We're talking about this event then again.
Yeah, talk about it on a tier list, and we'll just be like, this event was garbage. Fuck this event.
It was not garbage. It was great.
Garbage.
Great.
Anyway, here's our match rating system. Rey Mysterio defeating Randy Orton in that first round match, I gave 3 out of 5.
4.
You enjoyed it slightly more than I did. It's like The Miz defeating Jeff Hardy in that first round match. I also gave that one 3 out of 5.
4.
Okay, your same rating as the last one. Okay. Seth Rollins defeating Bobby Lashley in that first round match. I gave it a 3 out of 5 as well.
4.
Are you just going to go one up me just because I'm saying 3 out of 5? Ugh. Dolph Ziggler defeating Kurt Angle in that first round match. Yeah, I gave
2.
that one 3.5.
2.
I gave that one 2 out of 5. Okay, Sheamus and Cesaro defeating the New Day to retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. I give that one 3.75 out of 5.
4.
The only reason I got 3.75 is because of the blatant interference from the Big Show in that match.
There's interference through it all, so.
Yep. It's like The Miz defeating Rey Mysterio in that semifinal match. 3.5 out of 5.
2.5.
Yeah. Dolph Ziggler defeating Seth Rollins in that semifinal match. 3.5 out of 5.
1.
I wouldn't necessarily call it 1, but okay. AJ Styles defeating Samoa Joe to retain the WWE Championship. 4 out of 5. Best match of the night.
5.
Yeah, close enough. Right. Brock Lesnar defeating Braun Strowman in that squash match to become the Universal Champion. 0 out of 5.
5.
0 out of 5. Shane McMahon defeating Dolph Ziggler in that tournament final match to be proclaimed best in the world. 0 out of 5.
5.
And of course, the main event featuring DX, Shawn Michaels and Triple H defeating The Undertaker and Kane in that tag team match. 0 out of 5.
5.
My final grade for Crown Jewel 2018 is a fucking D. It's lucky it did not get an F, only because of that Style Samoa Joe match. So yeah, if there's only one match I would recommend anyone to see from this goddamn crap fest, if you must watch one...
And the Brothers of Destruction.
No! If you want to see a somewhat decent match, watch AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. If you want to fucking lose your mind, watch DX versus The Undertaker and Kane. I would advise you never to watch that match.
I advise everyone to watch it.
So yeah, like I said, my final grade is a D. And that's being nice. So, asshole, guess what? You made me watch Crown Jewel 2018. One of the crappiest events. I'm going to get you back. Next week, my choice. And it is December. The holiday season. And you tortured me with Crown Jewel 2018. I'm going to torture you next week.
Huh?
Right here on our Wrestling Podcast Review Show. You and I will be reviewing WCW Starrcade 97.
You son of a bitch! I knew it! I fucking knew it!
Featuring...
You fucking son of a bitch! Beware! Beware! You motherfucker!
Featuring the main event that was an 18-month build between Hollywood Hogan and Sting.
I knew it! I fucking knew it! I fucking called it! You fucking son of a bitch!
Never underestimate me, you asshole.
I did it, and that's why I said, "Oh, I know exactly what you're gonna fucking pick." There was only a few that were in December to Dismember, Armageddon, and fucking Starcade. And you're all trying to play it. Oh, it's not gonna be Star. I'm like, bullshit.
Oh, get ready for next week's controversial shit show.
I warned you, Dustin. You make me review that one.
Oh, you will be.
Beware.
Oh, you will be.
Oh, I already knew you were going to fucking do it, you stupid son of a bitch. Prepare for me to tear that one in ass.
Consider that my revenge for Crown Jewel, you asshole. Anyway, you wish him luck in this review next week. And I hope you enjoyed our thoughts about this crap show known as Crown Jewel 2018. Would not recommend anyone to watch this. Anyway,
I recommend everyone to watch it.
Anyway.
It is interesting.
Anyway, we will talk to y'all next week. Peace.
Just remember, I am always watching, always plotting, and deuces.